Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Guy again. Sorry it's been a while since we did a video. We'll be doing the weekly vlog come tomorrow though. But I have got some videos that I have got planned to do. But I thought I'd just do a video now. And today I'm going to be talking about games that I own that I think might increase in value. Now, recently I've sold a bunch of games and I didn't realize that some of them had gone up in price. Now, it led me to get an idea for a video. And the thing is, video games, they go up in price, they go down in price. And it's kind of hard to really know what games are becoming more valuable, which ones aren't. Often a game will come out and you think, okay, I've got it in my collection, I paid maybe like £5-6 for it, and then a few months down the line it might have increased in value. I've had games that I've had in my collection that I paid like £3 for, found out they were worth about 70 quid. It's crazy, especially with older games. Newer games, it's kind of hard to really sort of understand which ones are. So there are some old ones here and there's some newer ones, but I just thought I'd mention some why games increase in value. There's mainly a couple of reasons. The first one is rarity of a game. When a game's, I like to say there's 5 rarities when it comes to games. There's common games. Obviously, these are the games you see all the time. Your Call of Duties, your FIFAs, your AAA titles. The games that came out all the time. These are the games you'll see in pretty much every used game store, all the time. These are games that, honestly, common games won't increase in value that much. Some can, and I'll get to that in a minute, but most of the time, common games won't increase in value. Then we have uncommon games. These are the sort of games that may have been, your AA titles, your indie titles, your smaller developers, some obscure titles that you just never heard of before. These are the games you come across sometimes. You go, okay, I've never heard of this one. I haven't seen this one before. I may have seen it once or twice. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen much of it. Uncommon games, they're like I like to call like the wild cards. Some uncommon games can become a little bit more valuable. And then you have the rare games. Of course, your rare games are your limited editions, your limited run stuff, your hard to find games. Some of the more collectible titles, your Mega Man, your Marios, those sort of things. Some of the smaller games, rare games, these are the sort of games that people know that they're rare. Your Panzer Dragoon or, Saga, your Rule of Rose, those sort of things, they are the more rare games. The games that that are rare. And the prices, your JRPGs, your Suikoden games, your Yakuza 2, those sort of things. They're the games that, if you've got a game that's quite rare, chances are the price is going to increase. Then you have the very rare games. These are the games that you're not going to find at all. You're going to maybe come across them once if you're lucky. You're going to have to search for them online. You're going to have to do a bit of research about them. Your very rare games, these are the things like your heavy limited edition stuff, your limited edition, like the Halo limited editions, or like I said, the Rule of Rose could be like very rare. Some of the Silent Hill games, some one-off versions of games. These are the games you're never going to find. And then we have the holy grails, the hyper limited games, the your impossible games, your fucking Nintendo World Championships, your games that may have released in the very smalls or very hard to find games, your Flintstones on NES, your Magical Chase, Magical whatever it's called on TurboGrafx. These are the games. The prices aren't going to drop anytime soon, and they will always remain impossible to highly rare. Another reason games can increase in value is popularity. Sometimes a game's popularity can actually make a game increase in value. Not always like your FIFAs and your stuff like that, but one game I come to mind for me would be Time Splitters. That's a very popular game, and sometimes a popular game could become more valuable. Your Crash Bandicoots, those sort of things. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be really, really expensive, but they'll definitely increase in value over time. And then, of course, you've got things that are like your release status of games that may have been end of life cycle games or early life cycle games. Like the late FIFA games on the PlayStation 2, or the Xbox 360 games that were also released on the Xbox One. So there are a lot of factors to think about when collecting games, and which ones are going to become more valuable. And recently, obviously, been selling some of my stuff. It is interesting to see what stuff has become more valuable and which stuff hasn't. So I've got some PlayStation 1, 2 and 4 games here. So I'm going to go through them and say why I think they might increase in value. If not, they may have increased in value. First one is M&M Shell Shock for the PlayStation 1. I feel like this game may increase in value. It may have already increased in value. I paid $4.99 for it from a pawn shop. I've never come across this any other time. Obviously with retro games, there are a lot of factors in terms of price range, mint condition, that sort of stuff. But I feel like this game might become a little bit more collectible in the future, just because I don't think many people probably bought this game. I'm definitely going to look some of these up online and see which ones have increased in value. And if they have increased in value and I can get a decent price for them, then you never know. I just don't think many people really wanted to play an MMM game. I think it's like a Crash Bandicoot game, but I feel like this game may increase in value. The next one is Digimon Rumble Arena. Now, most Digimon games have actually increased in value because Digimon, much like Pokemon, a lot of JRPGs and anime-based games do increase in value. Digimon games actually increase in value, in my opinion, a little bit more than other games, really. I find that a lot of Digimon games have increased in value. Now, I'm not entirely sure about this one. I know the second one isn't as expensive. It's about a £10 game. But I haven't seen much information about the first one. But I feel like this may increase in value. One that I know that is worth a bit more money are the Digimon World games, especially on the PlayStation 1. Another one I paid £2 for this one originally is called Landmaker. And I think this is like a puzzle game. It's a puzzle arcade game obviously it's made by, I think it's Taito, yeah. I feel like this one might become a bit more increased in value over time. I don't know the price of this one now. I'm guessing maybe about £10, £15, give or take. Again, I just feel like these sort of games may increase in value because some of these old arcade ports do increase in value because people know of them. Another one that I know has increased in value just by a little bit is Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, and this is where the popularity comes into the thing and the franchise. Bethesda obviously have done, are known for their re-releasing of their games. Pretty much most Bethesda games recently have had a re-release, and we know we're getting another Skyrim now. But one that hasn't actually had any re-release is Fallout Brotherhood of Steel. Even the original Fallout games had a re-release on Steam and things. But Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, honestly, I wasn't a big fan of this game. I couldn't really get into it. But I paid £10 originally for this. It's gone up to about £15 now. I feel like this game may increase in value more. A, because it's a Fallout game. B, because it's a standalone game. And C, because it hasn't had any other release in this series. Or it's a well-known franchise, but you can't play this game on any other system other than the original. They haven't re-released it as a digital-only game or anything like that, or had a remaster or anything. So this one is one to keep an eye on. I think it may increase in value over time, but we shall see. And then we've got some PS4 games. It's hard to say with modern stuff because, it's still going, but obviously the first one I want to say is Metal Max. Now, I paid £8 originally for this one. I want to say that a lot of JRPGs can go up in value. Some of them go down, some of them go up. It depends what part of if it's part of a franchise, if it's based on an anime and stuff, like a lot of Dragon Ball Z games, for example. The only reason I say Metal Max Xeno going up in price is because I think it's part of a series. I could be wrong. Now, I think this game may go up in price eventually. I can't guarantee this. Like I said, these are just things that I might think may go up in price. I feel like this one might go up in price because I feel like this is the sort of game that not many people have heard of. I never heard of this, so yeah, it might go up in price. You never know. Next one is Wargroove, and this is the deluxe edition. And I feel like this game will go up in price. It's about a £20 game at the moment, anywhere from £15 to £20. I think this is the original print run. I think it did get a later version, a second print run. I think it's the original like day one edition print run. And that's another thing to take into note. Sometimes the original print runs can be a bit more expensive than the second print runs. Some people don't realise, other people do, so it all depends. I think this one may go up in price. It's an indie title. It's a well-known indie title. Of course, the game did get re-released on the Nintendo Switch with the Zelda expansion pass on there. I feel like this game may increase in value because I think it's one of those games that a lot of people really love. And it's one of those games that I think will go up in price. Like I said, it may go up, it may not. Some games stay at a stable price, other ones jump up and down. The next one is Lovecraft Untold Stories. A lot of these sort of big box games sometimes go up in price. Some of them stay quite cheap. I paid like £15 for this brand new. And these games that have, you know, extra content and you know, indie games that have, you know, may have had an original limited run, then get a retail release. That's something to keep an eye on. I feel like this game may go up in price. I just feel like it's one of those obscure titles. People might think, oh, it's a big box, you get some extra stuff in here. That sort of thing can play into it. Next is the one and only Asian English game that I have. I always wondered why this game... so basically, Asian English games are games that were released mainly through things like Play Asia and stuff. Have had releases in Asian territories and English territories. Of course, the PS4 is region 3, which is great. Asian English games do increase in value. Some of them stay at a decent price, other ones go up and down. These are the sort of games you're not going to find in local retailers and CX and things. You'll probably find these in like pawn shops. That's where I got this one from. I think this is about a £15 to £20 game at the moment used. I think a new copy is going to cost you about 25 to 30. But Gundam is another series that's very well loved, and obviously Gundam is still going strong. They're still making more Gundam games, so I feel like any Asian English game that you have, keep an eye on them, because some people class them as limited editions, other people class them as rare. I don't think that's either. I think some people don't realise what they've got on their hands. Asian English games, do keep an eye on them, but don't be surprised if the prices aren't, if you do find different prices here and there. If people know what they've got, they know that it's not worth as much as other people have. So this is about a £20 game. I think I paid like $8.99 for this originally. Next is a game called 88 Heroes. I thought this was sealed, but I must have opened it. Indie games, like I said, I think a lot of indie games are going to go up in price. Some of them may, some of them may not. This one's playable in English, which makes me believe that this was originally like a Asian game originally, but yeah, I don't know. This just sort of seems obscure. Probably didn't sell very well. I got it from B&M of all places. So, yeah, that's one there. The next one I'm actually playing this game currently is Beast Quest. And I'm going to do a review on this game at some point. I'm semi-enjoying it. I'm enjoying it, but I'm not, like, taking my time with it. I just want to beat it kind of thing. That kind of the show. But the reason I say Beast Quest is because... this could be a lot of child games, you know, games aimed towards younger kids. And the reason I say that is because you look at the Paw Patrol game, you know, there's 3 Paw Patrol games now, there's a new one coming out. And those games went up in price. And again, because, you know, I think targeted games that are targeted towards a certain age group, especially younger audiences, probably don't sell very well because most people buy these games for their kids play it and then they don't bother playing it anymore, and they increase in value. The price probably and this one had decreased in value a little bit, but I feel like over time, keep an eye on some of these kid-friendly games because they can increase in value because, again, probably didn't sell very well. The next one I want to mention is the Lego Marvel collection. At the moment, it's stable at about £20 to £30. And the reason I say this is because all of the content is included on one disc, including the season pass. So that's something to take note of. Any game that has all content included on the disc will hopefully increase in value because people like to have be able to sell the game and go, okay, I'm going to get all the content on one disc. And again, this game's got 3 games in one. It is a bit cheaper than buying each individual game. Again, the Lego Marvel games are well renowned. I feel like this one's going to be quite, you know, thing because I feel like most people probably brought this game digital. So that's another thing to mention, is that physical media, well, it's not dying. I don't think physical media is ever really going to go away, but because we're moving into a more digital streaming and you know, downloadable game library, I think most people would probably have brought this game digital. So I feel like the physical version might become a little bit more expensive. I'm guessing maybe in a couple of years this might go up to about £40 to £50. So yeah. And the last one, and this is just a whim, and that is the Atari Flashback collection. I think a lot of these arcade compilations will increase in value over time because I think people like the idea of being able to go back and play a lot of these classic games that they may or may not have had from their childhood or remember playing in the arcades. There are 3 versions. I've got the second one, but the third version was only released in the US, so that's why I can't find the third one. But so yeah, I feel like some of these compilation games may increase in value because I think it has a lot of nostalgia for people, because most people don't, while some people do like to try and get the original media and the original consoles, I think some people would prefer to, you know, just go back and be able to play, you know, some of these classics on one system. And I do feel like some of those increase in value over time. And that's just something that I've picked up on recently. Sometimes they do go down, but very slowly. And that's something I also thought I'd mention is Lego games. The price of Lego games do go down, but they go down very slowly. If they release at £50 retail original launch price, it takes about maybe 5 or 6 months before they start going down to maybe 40 and 30 and then lower prices after a couple of years. So yeah. So I hope this is giving you a bit of an idea. Now I could do another part to this. I've got plenty more games to go through, and I might show some more off tomorrow in my vlog video. But I just wanted to show off some things that I feel like people should be aware of, because as much as I love collecting games, you know, it is nice knowing that if you've got games that have increased in value, like I said, it is nice to go, oh, okay, I've got a game that I paid, you know, £5 for, and it's worth 50, 60 quid, and I can go, wow, if I can get 50, 60 quid right now, then, you know, like I said, this doesn't, these values can change. Sometimes these are CEX values, sometimes they're, you know, retail prices, other times it's eBay. It just depends where you're looking. Again, value is based on what people decide to make it. And the marketplace, of course. It's, of course, especially with older games and second-hand games, you know, because it's not retail price, you know. So I paid $4.99 for Digimon Rumble Arena. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like, and of course comment below. Let me know some games that you have that you think may increase in value. Do you think these games will increase in value? Some of them, like I said, they're just sort of guidelines, like I said, with the compilation, the Lego games, the kids games, the indie games, the Asian English. That's what I was going for here, not just the game in general, stuff like these things. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. I'm going to do my vlog video tomorrow, of course, and there will be a couple of reviews. I'm going to do a review of Beast Quest. I've got quite a few things to say about this game. Gonna chill tonight, watch some more Happy Days. So the vlog video will come tomorrow, of course, Wednesday. I just thought I'd let you know that I'm going away this weekend to see my dad. So we won't be here on the weekend. So there probably won't be a video till Tuesday, Wednesday latest. So, but if I do anything interesting down there, I might show it off. I don't know. But anyway, as always, guys, subscribe if you haven't already and join the family. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch at the Mad Kai. I did do a stream last night of some Overwatch if you want to check that out. My next stream will probably be for, next week, I guess. So, but anyway, as always, have a nice day and I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.